신명기 33장. This is the blessing that Moses, the man of God, pronounced on the Israelites before his death. He said that the Lord came from the Sinai and dawned over them from Seir. She shone forth from the mountain Paran. He came with a myriad of holy ones. From the south, from the mountains slopes, surely it is you who loves the peoples, and all the holy ones are in your hand. At your feet they all bow down, and you will receive instructions, the law that Moses gave you. The positions of the assembly of the Jacobs, he was king over Jeshurun. When the leaders of the peoples assembled along with the tribes of Israel, let Reuben live and not die, nor his men of few. And this he said about Judah, hears, O Lord, the cry of the Judah, bring him to the people. With his own hands he defends his cause. Oh, be his help against his foes. About Levi, he said the Thummim and the Urim belong. To the man you favors, you tested him, Moshe, you contended with him at the waters of Meribah. He said of his fathers and mothers, I have no regard for them. He did not recognize his brother or acknowledges his own children, but he watched over your word and guards your covenant. He teaches your precept to Jacob and your laws to Israel. He offers incense before you, the whole burnt offerings on your altars. Bless all these skills, O Lord. He will pleased with the work of his hands. Smite the loins of those who rise against him. Strike his foes till they rise to no more. About Benjamin he said, let the beloved of the Lord rest secures in him, for he shield him all day long, and the one Lord loves rest between his shoulders. About Joseph he said, may the Lord bless his land with the precious dew from heaven above, and with the deep waters that lie below, with the best the sun brings forth, and the finest the moon can yield, with the choicest gift of the ancient mountains, the fruitfulness of the everlasting hills, with the best gifts of the earth and its fullness, and the favors of him who dwelt in the burning bush. Let all these rest on the head of Joseph, on the brows of the prince among his brothers. In majesty he is like a firstborn bulls. His horn are the horns of the wild ox. With them he cores the nations, even those at the end of the earth, such as the 10 commandments of the Ephraimites and the thousands of Manasseh, the Zebulun. He said, rejoice, Zebulun, young goings, and you scars in your tents. They will summons peoples to the mountains, and there is offer sacrifice of righteousness. They will feast on the abundance of the seas, on the treasures hidden in the sand. And God, he said, blessed is who is enlarged God's domain, God's lives. God leaves there is like a lion's tearing an arm at the head. He chose the best land for himself, the latest portions were kept for him. When he had, O God, the assembly carried out the Lord's righteous wills and the judgment concerning Israel about the towns and set down his lions. Sprung out of Bashan about Naphtali is full of blessings. He will inherit the south to the lake. About Asher he said, most blessed of sons of Asher's lilies, favored by his brothers. Let him bathe his feet in oils, both your gates, irons and bronze. Saints and equals your days. There is no one like God's Jerusalem. Heavens to help you on his clouds in his majesty. Eternal God is your refuge, and underneath are the everlasting arms. He will drive you out an enemy before you, saying, destroy him. So Israel will live in safety. Alone Jacob's spring and secure in lands, grains, and new wines where heaven's drops to. Blessed are you, O Israel, who is like you, people saved by the Lord. He is your shield and help. And your glorious sword, your enemies will cower before you, and you will trample down their high places.